For our food and beverage service for quarter 3 is wine service. Okay, so tapos na tayo for the grape varieties. Tama ba ako? Last time. Ayan. So, next tayo. Wala akong ipapagawa on the bartending sa FBS muna ha. Kasi magkakaroon tayo ng unit quiz next time. Okay, for unit 2 tayo, the sparkling wine. Ayan. So, sa sparkling wines, if you say sparkling wines, it is naturally and specifically, it is a carbonated drinks. Okay? If you say carbonated drinks, kaya siya tinawag na sparkling kasi it is sparkled. Diba? May mga bubbles and carbonated siya. When grape juice is fermented, the sugar is converted into alcohol and carbonic gas. And the production of still wine, the gas is allowed to escape. But should it be prevented from so doing by putting a lid on the vat or a cork in the bottle. Okay, it will remain dissolved in the wine itself until that lid or cork is removed. When the gas is released, it rushes out of the wine in the form of bubbles. This is the basic principle upon which all natural sparkling wines are made using one of the method. Ayan. So, we have the method of champagne. Kung paano yung paggawa ng champagne. So, if you say sparkling wine, it is a grape juice din siya, pini-ferment or binuburo. And then, the sugar will be converted into alcohol and carbonic gas. So, dun sa ating still or natural wines, o diba, still wines natin, which is the red wine, the white wine, and the rosé or the rose wine, ang kanyang tawag dito is pinapasingaw lang yung kanyang tawag dito, yung kanyang ini-escape yung kanyang carbonic or yung gas na napuproduce during the fermentation. Pero dun sa ating tawag dito, sa ating sparkling wines is hindi siya masyadong pinapasingaw. So, yun po. And then, the making of champagne. Okay. This refers to the sparkling wine of France. If you say champagne, it is a wine region in France ang tawag dito, ang champagne, okay, that has undergone a second fermentation in the bottle in which it is sold. Okay, so hanggang hindi po nabubuksan ang ating champagne or sparkling wine is hindi po siya tawag dito. Mas lalong nagpo-ferment pa siya as mas lalo siyang sumasarap. Okay, a label may refer to the wine being individually fermented in the bottle, which is the beautifully simple American equivalent of the method of Champignon. Okay, so it pronounced Champignon. Okay. So, next is the wine label. Nakikita po? Okay. We have the wine label. Every wine label must carry a name to identify the product inside the bottle, which are named in 4 ways. Ayan. So, kung nakikita nyo dyan, mayroon na siyang iba't ibang label or labeling. So, mayroon siyang 4 na labeling, which is number 1 dyan is the varietal wine. Okay. So, the varietal wines are named after the grape varieties, okay, from which they are made. It is one which the single grape variety or predominant. The name of the grape is the name of the wine. So, tandaan po, if you say na-classify siya as varietal wines kapag yung pangalan ng wine ay galing dun sa grape varieties. For example, Chardonnay. It is automatically, it is a varietal wine. If you say the name of the wine is Chardonnay. Okay? If you say Cabernet Sauvignon, that is varietal wine. Okay? It is named after the grape variety kung saan siya gawa. Nagkakaintindihan po? Ayan. Okay. So, next is the generic wine. Ayan. So, we have the generic wine. If you say generic wine, wines are broad general style or type. They are named after the grape growing region. So, kanina, yung varietal wine is named after the grape varieties na ginawa or doon gawa. Pero dito po sa generic wine, it is named the wine by the growing region or district. If you say growing region, it is lugar. Ipinangalan or na-label siya or naipangalan dun sa lugar kung saan siya gawa. Okay. So, or galing. The best known generic is Burgundy, Claret, Chianti among the reds, and Chablis, Rhine wine, and Southern among the whites, and Champagne among the sparkling. Okay, if you say sparkling wines or the champagne, pag nakita nyo yung pangalan is champagne ang nakalagay, it is a generic wine. Kasi nga, it is derived or named the wine bottle or wine label doon sa grape growing regions or district. Okay? So, wag pong malito kasi para alam natin kung paano i-classify ang wine. It is generic, it is a varietal, or it is a brand name. Okay, next is the brand name wine. Okay, the brand name wines, it is a brand wine may be anything from an expensive to the very fine wine with a prestigious pedigree. A brand name also called the proprietary name or in France or monopoly. One of the belonging exclusively to a vineyard or shippers are produced and or bottles the wine and take responsibility for its quality. Example of this are is Alexis, Lichin, Calvé, Maru, and Fils or BNG, George Debuff, and other big wine shippers. Okay, if you say brand name wine is nakapangalan doon sa mismong producer or yung nag-ship or nag-distribute nung klase ng wine. If you say brand name ng wines, like example dito sa atin, the local wines or yung kilalang-kilala natin, every occasion natin, the Carlo Rossi, that is a brand name wine. Okay, it is classified as a brand name wine. Okay po? Naintindihan po? Okay, so far is next is the place of origin. The place of origin wine is particularly France, using their place of origin as name on their label. The place of origin is usually delimited and controlled area that produce superior wines of the certain character deriving from its soil, climate, grapes, and production methods. Wines from such area must meet stringent government regulation and standards in order to use the name and defined area, maybe large district, or small, common, a parish, or the village, or the vineyard. Generally, the smaller the subdivision, the more vigorous and standards and famous the wine is. Okay. So, nakapangalan siya. Kunwari, for example, si Camacho Vineyard Distillers Corporation. Ganon.